You're listening to the Ask BP podcast. Today's question is about title insurance and if it's necessary in all situations. Stay tuned.
You're listening to another BiggerPockets Ask BP podcast, where you'll hear short, direct answers to your biggest real estate questions. Submit your question today on Facebook, Twitter, or the BiggerPockets forums by using hashtag AskBP. And don't forget to pick up your copy of the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Real Estate Investing and other great content when you sign up for your free account at BiggerPockets.com. With that, let's get to the show.
Today's question comes from Sanjay in Washington, D.C., where he asks, can you tell me if purchasing title insurance is necessary in every situation? Before we get to your question, Sanjay, let's talk a little bit about what title insurance actually is. Most insurance policies insure against future events. You buy car insurance now so that if you get in an accident in the future, you're covered. The title insurance works a little bit differently. Title insurance insures past events that actually have nothing to do with you personally. They have to do with the property and the previous owners of the property. Let's say your house has been owned by 7 different people. During the course of transferring deed from one person to another, it's very easy for a mistake to be made in the recording of the deed. A lot of those deeds in the past were hand recorded, and sometimes it's difficult to read somebody's handwriting. Title insurance insures you against errors and omissions in those deeds. It insures you against undisclosed heirs, forgeries. You've heard about the Craigslist scams where somebody will claim they own this house, they try to rent it out, they get the deposit from you, and they're gone. They never had claim to the house, and you're stuck with no money and no place to live. The same thing happens when a house is being sold. Somebody could find a vacant property, forge a deed, and then sell it to you. If you don't have title insurance, you're not going to be able to have any claim on that property. And when the real owner comes back, they're going to take it away from you and you have nothing left. But let's get back to Sanjay's question. Is title insurance necessary in all instances? You know, real estate is kind of funny. There's no two transactions that are alike, so there's no blanket statement that's available for all real estate. Except screen your tenants. That is always 100% true. You should always screen your tenants, but that has nothing to do with this. In regards to title insurance, let's say your parents owned a property that they bought from their grandparents who bought it from their parents and their parents and on, and you can trace the line back yourself. And you know there's no liens on the property. You know that your parents have always paid their bills. There's no taxes overdue or anything like that. It's probably a safe bet that you could forego the title insurance policy. But if you can't trace that line back, it's better to be safe than sorry. There's 2 kinds of title insurance policies. There's a lender's policy, which covers the lender only, and an owner's policy, which only covers the owner's interest. If you have a problem with your title in the future, you didn't purchase an owner's policy, your lender's policy doesn't cover your interests at all, and you could lose your property. I think new investors would be wise to get a title insurance policy, unless they can trace their title line back. The American Land Title Association estimates that as many as 1 in 3 properties have a problem with their title that needs to be cleared up before the property can be sold. If you don't run a title search, if you don't have title insurance, you have a 1/3 chance of buying a property with an issue. I think new investors would be wise to get insurance on all purchases. That gives you the peace of mind when you go to sell the property that you have a clear title. You don't have any surprises down the road when you're ready to cash out. A title insurance policy can protect you against forgeries, undisclosed errors and omissions when recording the deed, and mistakes when reviewing the records. It just makes financial sense to get a title insurance policy on a property that you aren't 1,000% sure of. Today's success quote comes from my best friend, Warren Buffett. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. I think that's pretty wise advice. Remember, in pursuit of your goals, don't just learn, but take action. This is Mindy Jensen for the Ask BP podcast, signing off.
You've just heard another episode of the BiggerPockets Ask BP podcast. Submit your question today on Facebook, Twitter, or the BiggerPockets forum by using hashtag AskBP. And for more incredible real estate investing tools and education, including a free download of our book, The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Real Estate Investing, head over to BiggerPockets.com and sign up for your free account today. We'll see you on the next show.